Good morning and welcome back to the GDFL Netball Show. Just finishing up flick on the half-yearly review. We've got Thompson, who is sitting second on the ladder at the moment. And looking at Thompson's run towards the end of the season, I think they've got at least 7 wins and 3 possible losses. They play Werribee this week.
Should be a fantastic game.
Should be a great game. They've got Belpost Hill and Winch towards the end of the season. They've already beaten Belpost Hill once this season, but that last game they played, they're only in front by 3 goals at three-quarter time and then sort of ran away in the last quarter. So it'll be interesting to see if Belpost Hill can get their stuff together when they play them next time. And of course, Werribee sitting on top of the ladder, also undefeated for the year. I think also Werribee 7 wins in the bag, 3 possible wins or losses. They've got Thompson, as we were just discussing. They've got Belpost Hill the week after, and they haven't played against each other yet, so that'll be a great game also. And then they've got Winch towards the end of the year as well, so another great game there. But look, I think the way it's going at the moment, this is just my 5 for the end of the season. And
I'm going to see if I agree with you.
10 weeks' time, we'll see. I think Werribee or Thompson, one of those two will be on top of the ladder. The other will be second. The crucial third spot, the double chance, Belpost Hill and Winch. One of those two will grab third spot. I think North might just sneak into the 5. Might just.
Knocking East out.
Knocking East out. Just with looking at the run home and the teams that they play between now and the end of the year, that's just my personal opinion.
Depending on who they're going to be playing at the end, but they've got, because they've got that, their wing attack playing, who's also a shooter as well. Kelly, who's a very strong shooter, and they haven't really played her in there yet. They've really been pushing one of their young ones into there.
Brooke,
so I think depending on what they might do in the end of the year, they've got some really good movement within the team that they can possibly come up with as well. So
it'd be interesting to see what happens.
And
what we'll do, we'll just review the games for later today.
Sure.
First one off the rank, of course, Werribee and Thompson. Great game.
Oh, fantastic.
Werribee and Thompson, wow, they'll be all out. Werribee to, get a bit of revenge on last year's grand final loss, and Thompson to cement that, top spot if they can beat Werribee.
And they really will. If they do, there's no
absolutely. Whoever wins today will be on top, and we'll get that break in the first week of finals. It's as simple as that. They can't be caught by any of the teams below them, unless Belpost Hill or Winch or East play great games between now and the end of the year. So be a great game, and we'll see whether Danielle Stewart can hold the centre court for Werribee, or whether Sonia Harris can stop their goalers from shooting goals. It'd be really great.
We should have Thompson in on the show next week, so we'll have to pick their brains about how they go this afternoon on that one.
Absolutely, we'll get Sonia in next week, and we'll put her under the test. Next game, Belpost Hill and Bannockburn at Belpost Hill. I think Belpost Hill will probably win this. And just try and cement their 3rd position on the ladder at the moment.
Belpost Hill, even with the inclusion of all of their new players this year with the 2 Samoan girls, should really be playing as a full team now and really know how they're going by this stage of the season. So especially with Terry too, they'll all be getting used to each other. So they're definitely going to be a hard team to beat from any time from now until finals. So they should definitely be playing well.
Inverleigh and Anarchy added Inverleigh. That'll be an interesting game. Inverleigh's been playing some great netball lately, and Anarchy have just had some narrow losses. So, I don't know, it's going to be a tough game. I think I slightly lean towards Inverleigh. I don't know whether Anarchy's defence can stop Tori Miller in goals there. And we had Louise Ducterin on the show last week. Nice tall defender there for Inverleigh as well. I think maybe slightly Inverleigh might get over the top of them.
Well, Inverleigh are sitting 7th at the moment compared to Anarchy, who's one off the bottom. So it's a bit of difference on the ladder there. But I think depending on the day, I think Inverleigh will run away with it, being a younger side who's probably a bit fitter as well there, or should be anyway. I think they will come away with the win as well. And they'd be really pushing now to win most of their games for getting into that top 5, because they can they can, depending on what the other teams are doing and movement and wise, still get up there a little bit more. So
Yeah. Next game we're going to have a look at is East Geelong and Winchelsea. Of course, East Geelong sitting 4th, Winchelsea sitting 5th on the ladder. So, of course, I know Winch will be gunning to try and step up into the 4th position. They're only half game behind East. And, you know, it's going to be tough for East. If Winch have their full team in and have their coach back, they will have?
Well,
okay.
Yes.
Okay, good.
And on that point,
Okay.
speaking to them on Thursday, they'd won all of their games on the Australian side over there in New Zealand. So this is in the men's that our coach plays in as well. So I know that I'm not sure, I hadn't spoken to him after finals or anything, but definitely doing a good job over there.
Oh, that's great. I think I might even head along to that game and watch East and Winch on the weekend. Should be an interesting game. Do you think?
Yeah.
And if the coach isn't there, maybe I'll just step in and coach Winch for the day. I mean, I don't know.
No, we know you want to coach us, Ferd, but...
We'll see what happens. Corio and West Geelong. Second last game of the day at Corio. I can't really see West Geelong getting over the top of Corio, even though Corio have had a few bad, weeks recently. I think that Amy Barton's back from overseas. She went overseas a couple of weeks ago and was missing. So with her back in the side, I think it just gives a bit too much drive onto their goal circle with Michelle Rosakis in the goal circle there. And I think they'll be probably a bit too strong for Geelong West.
And them at home too, depending if it continues raining this afternoon. But Corio's courts being new, they're definitely a bit different to most of the other new courts, the surface on there. So their players are probably very used to playing on them being wet too. So I think that does make a difference when it comes down to the day, depending on West courts. I can't remember what West courts are like actually, but I think Corio at home are always stronger at home than what they are away as well.
Yeah. Belmont Lions and North Geelong at Belmont. We're just talking to Hayley about that before, actually, and I think on the ladder there, of course, Belmont's sitting in 9th position. North Geelong also just outside the 5, but they're in 6th position. I think North Geelong slightly favourites to win later this afternoon. I really can't see Belmont getting up over the top of North Geelong. Can you?
No.
So I think, and sorry for the girls out at Belmont because I know a couple of them, and but they may just spur them on to greater things. But I really can't see North Geelong. They're so close to sneaking to the 5 now. They won't. I don't think they'll let it slip.
They'll really have the hunger for it. So
they really will. So look, we'll have to wait and see, and I'll probably get a report later on in the afternoon from Justine down at Belmont, and hopefully she's not crying too much. Look. It's freezing. It's a very cold morning. Those poor under 13 girls will start playing in about half an hour's time. So look, thanks for joining us this morning. And on behalf of myself and Flick, enjoy your day of netball, and we'll catch us up next week. Thanks.
I'm here to tell you how football is strong.